Hello, welcome to video 1B. I'm Mr. Miller, and today we're going to talk about graphing equations. Specifically, I want to show you how to use your TI-89 to help you get a graph of an equation. Alright, so we're going to look basically at one example here. We want to get a graph of the equation y equals x times the square root of x plus 2, and then we want to find the intercepts. I kind of got a start here. I formed a table. And basically, the way you could get this table is substitute values of x into the equation. So if you put -2 into the equation here, you would find y equals 0. And when you put -1, you would find y equals -1, etc. Then I started by plotting these points. I want to talk about where I got this from. So I have a kind of a digital TI-89 here. And it's an older version than the ones you have. The buttons are a little bit different color, but they're actually the same thing, and what we get on the screen is the same. So I'm going to turn my calculator on, and maybe I'll try to make it a little bit bigger so you can see. Alright, so hopefully you can see that well. And we want to graph the equation, so we're going to start by entering it. So we press the diamond key, which is green on both our calculators, and the y equals, and we get a whole list here. We can enter, I think, up to 99 equations and graph them. We'll never be doing that. Let me enter the equation we have. So we're going to enter. I'm going to click enter to get it so it's down on the little editing part here, and I'm going to enter x and then times square root and then x plus 2. So I entered it here, and then I have to press enter. Then it appears in the list here, and the little check mark there means it's going to graph for us. Okay, now I have an equation entered into the equation editor, and now if you look up top, it says F2 zoom. Well, that means we press F2, we get the zoom menu, and I'm going to press zoom standard 6. So what it'll do is graph the function in the window from -10 to 10 on the x-axis and -10 to 10 on the y-axis. And we see a basic shape of the graph. Okay, it kind of curves down here, and then it goes up like that. If I want to change it so the window matches my graph, what I can do is press the diamond key and window. And I can manually set x min, the smallest x value, x max 6. I can set the y min. I'm going to set that to -6, and the y max 6. There's nothing magical about -6 and 6. It just fits this particular graph well. And if I press diamond, then graph, which is the F3 key, there it is. That kind of matches the figure I have, the graph I have drawn here in the PowerPoint. All right, now that's great. That helps you get a basic idea of what the shape looks like. But when I want to actually draw a nice graph on paper, I need to get some points. So what I'm going to do is press the diamond key and then table. And you can scroll up and down the table. It says so that the x values kind of go up and down by 1. So if I go back to -5, I see that the function's undefined. That's because if you put -5 into the square root, you're taking the square root of a negative number. So the graph doesn't even start till -2. At -2, the calculator tells me the y value is 0. That's where I got this in the table. To be honest, I just copied what the calculator had. At -1, y is -1. At 0, it's 0. At 1, it's about 1.7, and at 2, it's 4. At 3, it's 6.7. At 4, it's 9.8, but that kind of goes beyond what I have in my graph. So that kind of explains where these x values came from. They're kind of where the graph existed and where the points kind of can be plotted in this grid. So I plotted the points I have, and basically the next step is to, remember what the picture looks like. So I'll go back and press graph again, and just draw a smooth curve through the points that kind of looks like what's on the calculator's screen. So when you do that, you get something that looks like this. Okay, and that's a pretty good graph of it. All right, now to finish this problem, they ask what the y-intercept is and what the x-intercept is. So soon we'll learn how to do this even without a graph. But we look where it crosses the y-axis. It crosses the y-axis right here at the origin. So the y-intercept is 0, 0. The x-intercept is what the points where the graph crosses the x-axis or even just touches the x-axis. So this point is an x-intercept right here. So I'm going to write -2, 0. There are points where on the graph where the y value equals 0. And this point I circled originally, the origin is an x-intercept also. Not only does it cross the y-axis there, but it crosses the x-axis also. All right, those are 2 points. So there's kind of one example. We're going to leave it at one example. You might want to go back, look again what it did on the calculator. So there was a lot there. So just to review really quickly, you press diamond and y equals to enter equation. If you want to change the window, you can hit diamond and then the window key. If not, by pressing F2, you can use zoom standard, which will give you a standard window. And if you press diamond, then graph, it'll graph it for you if you change the window. And if you press diamond, then table, you get a table of the points. These are very powerful and useful things when graphing. So our TI-89 will help us a lot. If you've ever used a TI-84, it's kind of the same thing. All right, time for a journal assignment. So here we go. So go ahead in your journal, you don't have to actually draw the grid lines, but draw the axis and label them -6 to 6. And you're going to come up with a graph of the equation y equals x cubed minus 2. So do it on your calculator. You don't even have to make the table if you don't want to. Just use the table on your calculator to find the points that you need to plot and sketch the graph. All right, good luck.